Hello, everyone. My name is Sonia Sunhart, and I'm doing a live video on the topic of holistic and sacred living. What is that? What does that mean? After my talk this morning with a colleague of mine, Sherry, had a beautiful conversation on my Instagram live, and it was really bringing forward for me the the solutions that we need at the moment in this reality where we're constantly bombarded by external forces, external agendas, all of that, which I've talked about quite a bit on my channel. But really, there's a place of deep surrender happening for myself right now, of allowing. Accepting. And I'm actually going on a beautiful retreat this weekend, a yoga retreat called Acceptance. And I know for a lot of us that have been on this, warrior path of like defending life, aligning with our own truth, Satnam, I am that I am. The truth is that you are the truth. That's the only truth there is. So, really, there's a point where you begin to truly honor and love thyself, and not as a service to self, but as a beginning point where you need to bring the energy perhaps back into yourself. Because if you've been out there a lot, or as a mother, or a community worker, or all of these, a nurse, or all of these, careers where we give, just like the planet, she gives. And then there's a point where there's also a regeneration that needs to take place. So, right now, as we know, we are living the consequences of destroying Pachamama, the planet. And the feminine right now is rising big time on the planet because of the times we're in, because of the nature of the shift of the ages. So we've gone from a very patriarchal, dominating, warmongering, control, colonial system that we are born into, and we're not necessarily aware that this whole creation was created on those foundations, right? So as we're shifting into the new dawn of the age of Aquarius, which we are definitely moving into right now, this is why the shift is so huge. And for those that have been preparing or know that they came for these times, is to see the consciousness of this planetary being with everybody on it, whatever that is. Some people talk about the realms, the dimensions. However you want to rationalize this, really it's about what are we feeling inside with these changes. And this is why the feminine, the intuition, and the listening to your own nature, with nature, being connected with nature, is allowing us to make those choices on a daily basis. So living the sacred life. This morning I also heard a talk with an amazing woman that talks about the colonization of even the spiritual movements. We still see a lot of gurus out there speaking very confidently about the yogic systems, and these are amazing tools for us. Again, the sacred text, it's all there. It's just decoding or deciphering what the truth is within all of that. So I love doing that. I love to contemplate and meditate on these topics, and also see where my role is in all of this. So I have recently joined an amazing company that really, to me, is the future of our food systems, because we need to do differently. And I've studied these for many years at university. organic food systems, living soils, the biosphere, all of how that's interconnected. When you think about the air we breathe, the water we drink, everything is interconnected, right? And we all share it. We share the same air, we share the same water, we share, the soil is so. Understanding that everything is about life force, and living in sacredness. So, la vida es sagrada. Life is sacred. And so, coming back to um, why I'm making this video is to kind of remind people, I guess, that our meaning, our purpose is really to contribute to life, to consciousness, and the contrast of that. So everything exists, right? The dark, from the darkest to the lightest. And the ending of duality is bridging those, bringing them together, witnessing the darkness, the shadows, and then transmuting and transforming it into light. This is the story of Christ, the 3 days of darkness and then the resurrection. This story is happening, and this is happening within us every day. We birth in the morning, we wake up, and then we die at night. So the more comfortable you are with the sacredness of birth and death and beginnings and endings and all of this, then the more comfortable you are with being alive and knowing that everything's constantly changing, and that these times are reflecting just how, disease and distorted this reality has become. And many of us, have feel like we've been warning people, or saying, you need to look a little bit deeper as to what is going on here, and not just blindly obey what is um, what is being said. And I'm grateful for those that are digging deep and have the courage to do that, because as we know, it's been suppressed for a very long time. So we need to speak our truth. We need to stand in our courage and understand the sacredness of life. And, you know, um, yeah, I just feel like my righteousness at the destruction of life and the contamination of our sacred waters is something that I have never been comfortable with. And although I know that my culture, I have sometimes fallen back asleep and, consumed things that were not always in the highest alignment with the sacredness of life, with organic food, clothing, um, making those choices. And yet, I'm not going to go into a guilt trip either, because this is the whole thing with, the left and the agenda, the greenwashing and the blaming and shaming and all of that. So, letting it go, accepting where we came from, right? What we inherited as a culture, and moving away from that and aligning more and more with the life force, with the chi, the prana, the with Pachamama, with Gaia, our mother, and how the mother's been suppressed and controlled and dominated for such a long time. So the feminine energies in the Aquarian age are what are rising right now. That's what we're witnessing. And it's about, honoring the feminine, honoring the wisdom that comes from being connected to nature and giving birth, and the cycles we go through, and decolonizing the mind from our old belief systems, what we believe to be valued. For me, the highest value is life, is the sacredness of life. And maybe it's, the ancestral Native American genes that flow through my blood in one way. But in a higher way, really, we are souls coming in to incarnate and have a biophysical reality that our energies condense into form for a little while through a physical vehicle, and then we release it and we continue our soul's journey on other planes of reality. And all of this, I remember, or I have, I had near death experiences, and I know how beautiful that other place is. But the reality is, we're here to experience the duality and to eventually transcend it, as in knowing that your soul is eternal. There's no beginning or no end. There's just an experience and a memory that you're creating. And we have lessons to learn, right? So, what are the lessons right now that you can ask yourself on a daily basis when you wake up? Living in consciousness and sacred life is being aware of our choices, of our thoughts. Is this toxic? Is it coming from an old belief system? Or is it something that, is going to serve me as I upgrade, up level, ascend into a higher version of myself, which is really the goal here. Oops, the background. So, yeah, I mentioned the Purium company that I'm with. So I did a few videos on that. Right now, this morning, I've got MV Sport, because I'm getting my body back toned for the spring. And I made this really great drink. And for me, this is the sacred also, is moving into plant-based diet or vegan diet. So we're not hurting the animals. We're not abusing, all of that pain is not really, I don't think, coming with us in our next level. It could be a time to phase out. I'm not, again, diets are very personal, and that is your own journey, as it is for me. And what we need to do is just listen to our bodies more and more. And I do feel that as we lighten up, as we allow more light and breath and prana and ether, we need less of the physical density and even less of the animal. So as it gets lighter, the plant is lighter than the animal. And of course, all life is sacred, but bringing that appreciation, gratitude, prayer, of gratefulness for before a meal, before you drink your shake. And I want to say I'm very grateful to have found this company with so many beautiful people moving together. So it's a movement, and we get to witness each other and support each other. And there is a group cleanse starting on April 1st. So I will be part of that. I need to do a restart again for 30 days. I'm excited about that because I felt amazing when I did it last time. And I've been continuing with my biomedic, which is a cleansing. It gets rid of parasites. It cleans your gut health. It recreates the microvilli in the gut, which is incredible because that's another thing that we've destroyed along with our soils. So the more you understand how glyphosates and chemicals have an effect in the body, causes cancer, causes our cells to mutate, which is what cancer is. It just, healthy cells just start mutating and then reproducing, and before you know it, they've taken over, the healthy ecosystem within us. So the microbiome, healing that, the gut. I'm going to be doing a course with the amazing Dr. Zach Bush, which is also pioneer in this whole field. But this is what I've been learning for a long time, and what I would like is for the new political systems, as these ones really are showing how they not only dishonor life, but have an agenda to control anybody that's going to be questioning that or not wanting to be part of it, right? Bodily autonomy, sovereignty, these things we need to stand up for now more than ever. And even if your voice shakes, please do it. Please share with your own people, with those interested in that, because this is our future. And we get to choose right now if we want to have an organic, creative, uh, just, sacred society, or something else that is artificial, controlled, and where very few people get to make decisions. And honestly, that is not the future that I will be part of. So I've made that very clear the whole time. I'm aligned with my own truth, and that truth is alignment with life, and with brothers and sisters here that are here to build this new earth reality. So that's it for today. If you're interested in doing a cleanse, let me know. I will always put my contact underneath. And with that, I hope you align more and more with sacred life and the Aquarian age of the heart and interconnectedness and understanding ourselves as part of the whole and not divided. And that's really an old paradigm, and it's on its way out. So why not be on the right side of history as we move along? So thank you for listening. Take care. Namaste. Bye bye.